Restraint as an antidote, the power of choosing and receiving stillness. Restraint is often misunderstood as limitation or suppression, but in its truest form, restraint is an act of intentional stillness and alignment. It's not about denying yourself, but about creating space and the room to observe, surrender, and notice while reflecting and redirecting energy. When used consciously, restraint becomes an antidote to imbalance, distraction, and overwhelm. So, what does restraint heal? Well, restraint heals scattered energy. When our focus is fragmented, restraint helps us gather and center our energy. By pausing instead of reacting, we conserve our inner resources and direct them where they are most needed. Impulsiveness, acting on impulse, often leads to decisions driven by fleeting emotions or external pressures. Restraint slows this reactionary cycle, allowing us to act with clarity, intention, and sovereignty, along with integrity, which means we include the whole. Attachment. Restraint helps loosen the grip of unhealthy attachments by encouraging us to step back, observe, and release. When we stop clinging, we open ourselves to the truth of the present moment, even if that is a challenge. Remember, it's okay if things are challenging through this. It's okay to feel unsteady on the path to finding sustainable steadiness and ease. It takes time and guidance. Overindulgence, whether it's overcommitting, overthinking, or overdoing. Restraint reminds us the power of enough. It creates balance and can help prevent burnout. Now, how restraint becomes an antidote. Well, restraint becomes an antidote because it creates space for awareness. Restraint allows us to pause and recognize patterns that might otherwise go unnoticed. For example, holding back from immediate action gives us the opportunity to understand our deeper motivations or resistances. It helps redirect energy. Instead of scattering our energy everywhere outward, restraint redirects it inward, grounding us in presence and purpose. This is especially powerful when facing emotional turbulence or distractions. It invites reflection. Restraint encourages us to sit with discomfort rather than bypassing it or projecting or personifying with it. This reflection often leads to deeper insights and more sustainable solutions. It helps strengthens discipline. Practicing restraint builds the muscle of self-discipline. Over time, this discipline transforms into a form of self-mastery, where we act from alignment rather than habit or reaction. I personally love that one. Restraint in practice. In conversations, before responding, pause and listen fully. Restraint in speech can lead to deeper understanding and more meaningful connections. Communication also involves listening holistically and with integrity versus listening just to respond or react. Well, we can use restraint in actions. When you feel the urge to react or act impulsively, notice it. Take a moment. Soften the jaw, feel the tongue, soften the body, notice your space, breathe in through the nose, open mouth, and gentle sigh out. What is the most aligned next step? Is there action or is there non-action? In emotions, instead of suppressing emotions, restrain the urge to react immediately. Allow yourself to feel and process before deciding how to respond. Just watch the emotions. They want to move as much as we want them to move. In consumption, whether it's food, media, or tasks, practice choosing quality over quantity. Restraint helps us discern what truly nourishes us. Now, there's a paradox here, the paradox of restraint. At first, restraint might feel like restriction, but it's actually liberation. By holding back and pausing, you're not limiting yourself. You're actually giving yourself the gift of wholeness, clarity, alignment, and intentionality. Restraint doesn't ask us to deny life. It asks us to choose life consciously and in alignment. It reminds us that true power lies not in doing everything, but in choosing what to do with precision and care. It's the difference between power over and power within. Now, the wisdom of restraint. Restraint, when practiced as an antidote and integrated, teaches us stillness reveals the truth. Clarity comes from pausing, and power within lies in choice, not the force of power over. In a world that often celebrates excess and immediacy, restraint offers us a path back to balance, our center, focus, and flow. It is the quiet wisdom that helps us thrive, not by doing more, but by choosing less with more intention. Where in your life could restraint bring more balance and integrity? Perhaps the antidote you're seeking isn't more action, yet a conscious pause to see the whole within and around. I say, stay, peace and love, aho.